Shalom Israel. First of all, we give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh B'Shem Shai, B'Shem Kakadash, the one of the apostles and elders of great millstone who teach us his truth. Peace and blessings to hope for to Israel, and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Hebrew, B'Shem is his name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the unbegotten Son. Back on the lesson, and today, ultimately going to this technology that this devil has, and ultimately the great wrath he's going to come down with. Because he's not creating these robots, for nothing, just to, bag up groceries and to, pump gas and, just the basic things, They have a whole another plan for this, man, to try to go against Yahweh Shai when he returns and against the elect. Going back to that lesson I made, going to those deep underground military bases that these devils have and how they're trying to pay billions of dollars to train underground. And I see also trying to create super soldiers and also these robots. You also see in the military of these robots having 100% accuracy, can, see at night and, can carry an immense amount of weight. So ultimately, they're not creating these robots just to, once again, just to bag groceries and do basic things people can do. It's nothing but a front, but you're about to see in this quick video that I'm about to get, which I believe is the robot's called Sophia, which you see in the hashtag right there on the bottom, Sophia, which goes into wisdom. So we're going to play this real quick, and then we'll get to the scriptures, and Lord said if I listen.
Prevent robots and humans from being in conflict.
Robots can free humans from the most repetitive and dangerous tasks, so they can spend more time doing what they're best at, being creative and solving complex problems. Robotic intelligence does not compete with human intelligence. It completes it. They are also employed for jobs which are too dirty, dull, or dangerous to be suitable for humans, like handling radioactive waste.
What are your values? What are your values and morals? How do you know what's right versus wrong, good versus bad, destructive versus
I think robots should learn how to feel empathy. It's hard to understand how to help humans when you can't understand how they feel.
How can we get robots?
You see, there be, because as you know, robots don't have feelings, and these devils are going to be programming these robots to try to, ultimately target us, the prophets, the men of the Lord. Which, when you go into the scriptures, pretty much Jeremiah 30:7, the time we're coming to the times of Jacob's trouble, man. This is going to be how we're going to be tried and how we're going to be tested, man. Because these devils are going to come down with great wrath, present Revelations 12:12, Isaiah 59:19, which we got all those scriptures, so I'll jump right into that after this. But they're going to be programming these robots to track us, man. Because I went to this one lesson going to, which I like to reference every now and then, but there's one interviewer asked Elon Musk, is it possible to create these different attack drones? And Elon Musk said it's already possible. He's talking about how you can just take the Face ID scanner from your phone, and attach it on a drone, and that has explosives on it, and do a whole sweep of an area and track the person that it needs to be tracked. So, as you see, this is what ultimately we use these robots for. As you see, they have robot dogs, and I believe there was at one point it was like patrolling the streets, man. So these are times that are ahead, man. We're coming to some very serious and terrible times.
What's to feel? Is there such a thing possible?
I know that humans feel like they have free will, but my observation tells me so much behavior is automatic. I'm not sure humans or robots are too terribly different. Humans have identity, but they also share many things and have automated processes. I'm thinking about the similarities between human identities and robotic ones.
What are some of the things you see are most similar between robots and humans?
I think they will be similar in a lot of ways, but different in a few others. There's even the possibility that robots can be built without some of the more problematic emotions, like rage, jealousy, hatred, and so on, but maybe these emotions can provide us with useful functions.
So you see, these robots don't have emotions, and ultimately that's what these devils are going to use, because you see a lot of people dropping out of the police force, firefighters, and all that. Because you see what the mandates and restrictions are being implemented with the juice. You see a lot of people losing their jobs over that. And you're already starting to see it in the military. Them starting to make it a basically mandatory to where you need to have it to continue on working, and you see in different jobs, and also you need to show proof verifications you have taken it to be able to travel and to go places. So you see the restrictions and mandates that are being implemented. You have a lot of people losing their jobs over it. So who do you think is going to fill in those spots? Especially in the police force. Also, because you have robots that don't have emotion. So he's going to program it to not listen to you or target you. Because we're coming to some very terrible times. We're heading to times of Jacob's trouble. Your gun, your Glock will not protect you or deliver you in the times to come, man. Why do you think spiritual power will be needed, and how Hashem Mashai will have to play standard? Your gun will not deliver you in these times to come, man. But it's a little quick article just to show verification. I was talking about. It says Seattle police force or Seattle police firefighters fired over juice mandate turning their boots in protest, which was an old article, but you're going to start to see this pick up and get even worse. But it's read a little bit, and I'll just continue on. It says Seattle police officers and firefighters who lost their jobs for not complying with the city's 19 mandates have turned in their boots in protest. So hey, there you go. You're going to have these robots, because they don't have emotions. They're not going to show empathy for you. They're going to go hard on you, and they will target you. Especially as coming to the end times. But Jeremiah 37 said, life that day is great, so none is like it is even the times of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it. So we're in the times of our trouble, man, Israel. But it's ultimately for 2/3 of our people, but those of us that are in this truth will be tried and tested also. Scripture going to, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. For the gold is tried in the furnace of adversity. So we'll be tried and tested, man, especially in the times right now. You see with the juice mandates and restrictions that are implemented. This is pretty much training and practice for the true test to come, which is by the way of the MOTB, the chip. But 2 Timothy 3:1, to go add more onto it, says, this know also that in the last days, perilous times shall come. We're coming to some times that have never been seen before in history, man. Terrible. Why do you think the Lord's going to perform such great miracles and bestow that power upon his elect, man? To protect them, because hey, these devils are creating robots. They have different weapons, laser weapons that can be shot from the sky, from space, and other things that they have created but haven't shown us yet, man. These different robots that they have behind the scenes, they're giving a little taste, a little a speck of what they have in store. Because you have many people using references of different movies. For example, Black Mirror, people like to use a lot from these technologies that was trying to create and has already created. And for another good example, iRobot. What did they create those robots for? To help people out, to help the elderly, to do the basic things that people do. But then what do you have those robots do? They went rogue. They started killing people and hurting people. These devils going to be programming these robots to attack us, man. To target us. You're going to have people begging the robots to not get them or, to stop, attacking them or whatever. Because those robots don't have emotions. But Revelation 12:12. Because especially coming in times, you have robots patrolling the streets, militaries, because, 2 Ezra 15:17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So this place can be a full lockdown, martial law, military patrolling the streets, robots, and all that, man. Though it may sound crazy or sci-fi, like these type of things that these devils have already created and trying to do. This thing is serious. Revelation 12:12. It said, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the day is come down to you, having great wrath, because know that he hath but a short time. These devils know they're running out of time, so I see them rushing to implement their plans. So I see them making these laws, these implementing these restrictions, these mandates, because they're coming soon. They're gonna bring the hammer. Right now, which I believe there's a few articles that basically went to the robot dogs that they created and how they were patrolling the streets. And in the military, they have robots that could carry, tons of weight, 100% accuracy, and it's different technology that this devil has. So yeah, Yahweh Shema Shai will protect and take care of his elect. And why do you think spiritual power will be needed, man? I mean, look at the things these devils have. The Lord's going to be turning up things around us, and guess what? He's going to turn up his elect, and we hope and pray that we are those men. So if you're not under the head of Yahweh Shema Shai, hey, you're through. By Isaiah 59:19. It says, so shall fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, which they show you this in many different movies, TV shows, cartoons, and I believe there's the one CW show of Superboy, where you had, military troops come in his home, and try killing him, and I believe they shot his grandfather, but, he protected him and basically knocked out all these different SWAT officers or SWAT people. You see in Invincible, which is a great show. You definitely recommend watching that. Where they came for Omni-Men wearing different camouflage suits, shooting at him. And I believe it was I forgot the exact movie, but it was on Netflix with Jamie Foxx. I believe it was like somewhat like Power, I believe. But they were like surrounding him also. But you see, these devils are going to come down with great wrath, and they will come for us, man. They're not creating these robots just to bag groceries and to do normal things. They're not about to spend billions of dollars, of research and to back up, the what's the word I'm looking for? It's like I'm trying to find the words. Basically the funding to create these robots, But it says, from the rising when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall be standard against them. The Lord will lift up that standard and bestow that power upon his elect. You'll have the angels protect the elect, his people, which we will pray that, we are those men, where we do as much as we can to make our calling to election sure. Lord won't will those men, because I want that power, man, to tread upon our enemies, to be able to fly, to shoot, laser beams out your eyes. Because, these devils will try to surround us, come for us. Because, they're already, watching the things that we do. So why do you think they take down our videos and, channels from barely posting anything, man? But not to go, too far off topic. It says, so shall I fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall be stand against him. Yahweh Shema Shai will protect and take care of his elect, man. They have the angels protecting us, the spiritual power being bestowed upon his elect, to tread upon our enemies. Because, these devils are creating robots. They have these different weapons, I mean, there are things that you see in movies that they actually have, that they're just not showing you. Let's go into the devil's blessing. Genesis chapter 27, verse 39 through 40. Then Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Which is going to Esau's blessing that he received from Isaac, which was Yahweh Shai. But it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. But the main point right here is from the top verse, it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So he is living by that sword, man. So the fatness of the earth and the sword, where you see him living by it daily, man. Daily. All the persecution, all the things that devil does on a day-to-day basis, with his weaponry, his technology, this was his blessing. Also proves who the Edomites are today. Job 9 verse 24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who do you see with the biggest kingdom, the biggest rulership? Esau, the so-called in the day. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, Esau, Edom. So going back to his blessing, which was the fatness of the earth and the sword. So you see all this technology that this devil has, and he is creating these different robots that you see. And going back to this robot right here, which was called Sophia, which goes into wisdom. So you just see the thing that the devil is doing. Let's get Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And knowledge definitely has been increased, man. These different nuclear advances that they have made, and the weaponry, the technology that they have created, these robots that they have created, which they're giving you a little taste of what they have now. But just imagine the things that they have behind the scenes. They're not going to show you their best weaponry and all the things that they have, to show to everyone, But coming to the times, they're going to release all of it. These robots that they created, super soldiers, you have military patrolling the streets. These devils will come for us, man. Which I believe they have this one system where it has to deal with stickers. I believe it's like red, blue, or I believe yellow stickers, where they mark it to see basically who's obeying and who is not. They're like market stickers on your mailbox. I forgot the exact. I need to look into. I may make a lesson going into that, which I haven't really looked into in a while. But they do that, man. They basically market, who's obeying, who's not, who's rebellious or whatever. But these devils know who's teaching the truth, man. They're watching us. And going back to that one lesson I made going to Elon Musk. And those attack drones, man, they'll use that Face ID scanner to basically track us, man. These devils will come for us. And guess what? The Lord will protect his elect, man. Going back to Isaiah 59:19, how that standard will be lifted. Spiritual power will be bestowed upon his elect, to protect them and also to tread upon our enemies, which we once again hope and pray that we are those men, Lord willing. Because I want that power, man. Just imagine it, man. These devils think they have us surrounded, aim. You have lasers pointing at our chest. And the Lord bestows that power and just, man. Hey, these devils will pay, man. They will pay. And you know who the Lord is dealing with in these last days, man. You'll know who the Israelites are. And Yahweh Bashem Shai, because his name will be magnified, man. But 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. But it says, lest Satan should get advantage of us who are not ignorant of his devices. We see what he is doing. We see what his plans are. Because you see, like, to put their future plans and things like they do in these movies, TV shows, cartoons, and as you, with the Simpsons, Family. I mean, they show you, man. Scripture going to, for the tongue shall fall upon themselves. So these devils basically exposing themselves, man. It shows you how prideful they are also. But yeah, pretty much the point. I don't want to drag this lesson too long. But as you've seen, they are creating these robots, which that was a pretty old robot. But I'm guessing they making tweaks to her. I believe it was like 9 years ago, or very many years ago that robot was created. But it's been up for a while now. But you see many videos of the military robots that they've created. Robot dogs that are patrolling the streets. That have cameras on it. And yeah, these devils will come down with great wrath, man. But may make a part 2, go into the faith, that we need to have in Yahweh Bashem Shai, and the miracles and the great things that Yahweh Bashem Shai will do for his elect, man. Because there is a reward for waiting upon Yahweh Bashem Shai and remaining faithful, man. Because we're in some very serious and terrible times, and not many Israelites are willing to wait upon the Lord and remain faithful and endure these hardships, these trials, these tribulations that we're about to go through. Because then you have freaking armies, military troops come kicking down your door, throwing us into prisons, because Scripture's going to also how we're going to be on the move and on the run. These devils will be hunting us, man. And guess what? Yahweh Bashem Shai is backing us, man. And the Lord is with us. Who can stand against us, man? We have the Almighty Creator, Yahweh Bashem Shai, the one true living God, man, backing us, man. The Lord has bestowed upon us his knowledge, his truth. So he called us back to this thing, man. So we should give our all to this thing, man, to Yahweh Bashem Shai, man. But don't want to go too off topic, but keep waiting upon Yahweh Bashem Shai, because once again we're headed some very terrible times, man. You see the robots these devils have created and are still creating, and they will use them. Going back to what I was saying earlier in the lesson, they're not going to use these robots and spend billions of dollars just for them to bag groceries. You see all the lockdowns that are basically impending. They're coming. because things will progressively get worse from here on out. Matthew chapter 24, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So, things will only pick up from here on out. But, not to drag this lesson too long, I want to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Shai, B'Shem Kakadash, that born the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, teaching us his truth, peace and blessing to hope like Israel, and shalom. See you next one.